Alright, so in the last video we did some refactoring of the program that lets us control the ball with the keyboard. And the one before that we did some refactoring of this class here. So now we should be able to combine what's going on in this one and make a subclass of sprite, another subclass of sprite. So we have this target subclass. We're going to make another subclass of sprite, and basically we'll want it to do something different in on-touching. For now we'll say passing here. We'll want it to do something when it touches other sprites, right? But for now, what we're interested in is getting this functionality of the keys here. So I think maybe what I want to do, it's basically, it looks like it's going to do more or less the same thing with the update. I might want to give it a slightly different draw function, just so we can tell which one it is that we're trying to navigate. But for now, let me see, let's just look at we need these other event handlers, don't we? So I'm going to copy this and see how that might fit in over here. So let's look at where our event handlers are. So I'm going to stick this event handler in here, and oops. What do we need to worry about in here? Oh, so we have this set velocity thing going on, and really the guy that knows about his velocity is going to be our new class, right? So I copied it, but I didn't rename it. Let's call this class Hunter. So because he's kind of hunting around for targets, trying to get to the target. What I want to happen is, actually, let's do this. Let's say we're going to have a target object, and we're going to ask that target object, we'll just have a key down method inside that class, and we'll pass the key, and it's going to take care of all this stuff. Okay, so let's cut this out. All right, and the reason I'm doing this is it's just this class, this Hunter class, that needs to handle the keys. The other class is just bouncing around, right? So let me paste this in. We don't need this as a global anymore, but let's define our key down. So this velocity is not a global anymore, it's actually our self. I'm going to use this self set velocity, right? Because we know that a Hunter knows how to set its velocity, because we wrote that set velocity procedure in Sprite, right? So that should do that. And then I think I want to have a separate draw function for this guy. Where's the draw function for the other one? So see, because this guy draws himself green and white. In fact, let's move this draw function out of Sprite and stick it in target. So the target is going to be green with white, And the hunter, when we draw the hunter, he's going to be, we'll make him be red. So that way we can tell which one's the hunter. Oh, okay, so we did the key down, we need to do a key up, right? So that's our key down. We want a key up. Oops. And again, we'll pass the key up event to the, oh, why am I saying target here? This wants to be to the hunter, right? So we're going to have a hunter object. And key up, self, and what he's going to do is self.set velocity to 0, right? And actually now what I'm thinking is, yeah, these guys have different on-touching behaviors. I think actually what I want to do is, instead of making these all just targets, I think I want to make this be a list of sprites. Let me see. Yeah. So I think I'm going to make that, I'm going to Command Option Shift F. My list of targets, I'm going to actually make that be a list of sprites. I'm going to put all the sprites up. And so what I'll do is when I create my sprites, I'm also going to append a new sprites append a hunter guy. So his name, let's see, so I'm going to append a hunter whose name is going to be Hunter, and we'll put him in the center of the canvas. Actually, I like what I saw in that other file where they use int to make sure that this is, we're passing integers for x and y. So we have int canvas width over 2 and int canvas height over 2. You know, what makes, I think I like even better, we could just make a global called canvas canvas center. Let's do that up here. Canvas center equals, I'm just going to paste this back in. So equals this. Make it a tuple. Okay, so that's the canvas center. So and then that's clearer what I'm doing when I just say canvas center down here. Should I capitalize it? Yeah. Canvas, canvas center. Where did it go? Here we go. So I'm going to put it in the canvas center, and the initial dx/dy is just going to be, the initial velocity will just be 0, 0. Okay, and that's going to be, so that way now I have, when I go through and do my, use my draw handler, update is going to tell all of these guys to update. So actually here, I think this should be sprite in sprites, because I'm including that hunter sprite now in this list. I want to make sure that guy redraws, right? So he should be changing his position. Let's see what we got so far. I say go. I got this guy. Okay, so I got some stuff happening. We got some bouncing going on, but he's not. I'm pressing the keys and he's not moving. So let's try to see what's going on there. So, oh, I don't have an update written for him, do I? I wonder if I need that. Is he inheriting the update here? So the update says wrap at the edge if you need to, otherwise add the dx and the dy. And this should be setting the dx and the dy to what it needs to be. So what I could do is in here I'll print setting velocity to 0,5, right? So if this in fact gets called, then I'm gonna do that. Now let me see, where's that supposed to get called? Anyway, that's in the key down, right? Oh, did I create a hunter object? No. Look at that. So what I need is like a global hunter object, right? Hunter equals this guy. So we say cut and paste. We'll call this hunter. So what we want is on the key down and key up events, we want hunter to get called. Now that's funny that it didn't even burp at me when I tried to do the key down, key up. So let's just see. Let's make sure I'm calling key down on hunter, calling key down on hunter, and make sure. Oh, you know what? I bet I didn't do. I didn't set up the handlers, did I? Let's take a look at what happens at the bottom down here. We got to register these handlers. So I'm going to copy that. And draw handlers and my key down handlers. So now let's see what happens. Here we go. Key down takes exactly one argument and two are given. Let's see. Look at that. Key down, self, comma, key. Okay. Right? So we're calling that with the key parameter. Okay, so we got this far, so we don't need this print anymore. So I'm going to get rid of that. Let's see what we got now. Oh, look at that. Look at that. So we got our guy moving, and he can kind of jostle him around too if he wants. How cool is that? Okay. Oh, what happened there? The other guy's kind of died. Alright. Well, we can investigate that another time. But it looks like we're on the trail here. So I'm going to get rid of that setting velocity thing too here. Save that. Okay, so we just about have something happening. So I think the next step, what I'd like to do is maybe when he touches another sprite, make something happen, like either remove the sprite that got hit or something like that. And then I think we'll be ready to start putting some real images instead of just circles on these guys.